Hey y'all, I'm back. So God has taken me back to, I had mentioned a dream in the previous word. So if that word was for you, then this one is for you as well. And it was about my spouse, like the dream that I had about my spouse being sat down on a bench, right? And God sitting them down and bringing back to their remembrance things that you may have said was going to happen if they, warnings that God may have had you give to them or things that God may have had you speak to them, right? And they might have written it off, thought you were crazy, thought you just didn't hear from God, whatever the case, they didn't want to accept it, right? They denied it, they rejected it. And that dream it was like two parts to that dream. And so that was the first part of the dream. Like, he came to me, he sat down on the bench, and he looked at me and he was like, why does it look like you're going through this so easily? But I am not. And I was like, I pretty much told him, like, I told you that this, and this was going to happen if you continue to do these things, whatever. And he was like, I know. So, like, they know, or they will know, God will sit them down and give them that revelation. It's going to hit them. Because they're going to experience the things that you spoke to them. And this is part of the reason why, like, anytime God had me speak things to him, I didn't really care the judgment that I got with it, or like what this person had to say to me, how they felt about it. It didn't really bother me that they didn't believe it, because I wasn't really there to prove anything to them. And just like on here, like, I'm not here to prove anything, right? I speak what God tells me to speak. And then God does the proving, right? God does the vindication. God does all of that. I just am obedient, and then God handles the rest. And so I'm pretty confident in what God speaks to me. And so I didn't really it didn't bother me so much, because I'm like, one day it's going to happen. God's going to show this person, so he's going to do that part for me. So, the second part of this dream was him and I in this, like, I don't know where we were at, to be honest. But the song The Painter by Cody Johnson was like playing over this like speaker, right? Him and I were in this place, and I was like listening to the lyrics, right? And in my mind, in the dream, I was like wishing that he was like listening to the lyrics that it was saying, because I was like wanting him to see me as the person being described in the song, if that makes sense to you, right? I was hoping that he was like receiving it and like seeing me in that way. And so he wasn't. He was just sitting there ignoring it, like completely oblivious to it, right? Then I opened this snack, and this snack was healthy. It was white, which means pure, and it was a healthy snack. It was like cheese puffs or something. I don't know, but they were like organic and they were healthy. They weren't like, it wasn't like potato chips where it was like all these unhealthy like fats and grease and like whatever oils being used in them. Like, they were healthy. And so I opened them and I started eating them, and then I was offering it to him, right? And he took a bite and then he spit it out. He's like, ew, I don't want this. I don't like it. And so basically what that represented was me trying to feed him spiritual food that's pure food, trying to feed him things that he was not yet receptive to having a taste for. Like, at the time of this dream, right? And that's why he couldn't see me. That's why he was oblivious to viewing me in the way that I was wanting him to view me, right? And that can even represent like me too, like, because I was wanting him to see me like a person in the song, and I'll read the lyrics in a minute. But because he was spiritually dead, because he was not awakened, because he was still under needed deliverance and all of the things, he was not receptive to that. When you're in the world right? And you're living that worldly lifestyle, the things of God, the pure things, are not tasteful to you. You don't desire them, and they don't taste good to you, right? They're not going to satisfy the things that you're wanting and craving, because you're not craving the things of God, right? And so that's kind of where we were at. And so the song, and also he's been bringing, I didn't even realize he was using this. So I've been led to post my recent videos in black and white. And I even had someone comment on a video the other day, and they were like, said something along the lines of no more black and white, or need to go back to colored videos or something like that. And I'm thinking, like, it's funny when people come on here and they complain about certain things, because I'm just like, these are my videos and I post them the way that I want to. So, like, your opinion on the videos, truthfully, it's comical to me. Like, it doesn't, anyways, I'm not gonna, anyways. But God used this because it's like they said, no more color. Like, now, like there's color being brought back, right? No more black and white, no more not being able to see, like no more darkness. There's now color. They now, with the song, they now are able to see who you are. Before, they were spiritually dead. They were blind. They were not awakened, but now they are awakened. They can see. And the song, again, The Painter by Cody Johnson, it says, she talks about the future like she's flipping through a magazine. And maybe that's relatable. Finds the beauty in the thrown away and broken things. So you see things in a different perspective, right? That is how you see things. It says, gets excited about all my crazy dreams. And maybe you have gotten excited, like really showed interest and genuinely cared about the things that they, like their dreams, right? The things that they talk about wanting to do or desiring to do. Like, maybe you have been there to back them on that, encourage them, have confidence in them, just try to encourage them to do those things, right? And you get just excited about it as they do. You know, you've been supportive of them, is what I'm trying to say. Got every sunset that she's ever seen memorized. Relatable. I love sunsets. Maybe you do as well. Saves them away for a rainy day or stormy night. The sky is brighter looking at it through her eyes. So the way that you see things, right, is just completely different than the way they're used to seeing things. You see things, you bring light to you. I don't know how I'm trying to explain. You see the positive, you see the positive in things. You see, the good in things, right? They might just see things in black and white, or used to be like, they're used to looking at things in black and white, but you are able to see things in a different perspective because God has given you this like vision of like this different perspective of seeing life and the things in life, right? You see things through the lens of like hope, like faith. You just see the beauty in things, right? And that's why it says she finds the beauty in the thrown away and broken things. Like, you find beauty even in broken things, whereas they might just look at something as broken, but you can see something broken, but you can see beyond the brokenness, right? And even like with them, you saw them through a different perspective than they've seen themselves, right? You saw them as what they had the potential to be, right? You seen them through God's lens. You seen them completely different. They might not have seen themselves in a positive light, right? They might not have seen their worth and their value, but you've seen all of those things, right? And so that's what I'm trying to say. It says, I don't remember life before she came into the picture. She brought the beauty I was missing with her, showed me colors I have never seen before. Like I said, you have just shown them or helped them to see a whole new perspective of life that they didn't know before, and God too. It says, she took chances with every wall I built. She saw a canvas, and that is true. You know, they might have built up all these walls, but again, you find the beauty in broken things. Like, you saw beyond their brokenness. You know, God gave you that vision of who he created them to be. And so you saw that before they could see it, right? And so you saw who they truly were and have the potential to be. And, again, like before they couldn't see that because they were spiritually blind and dead. But now that God has awakened them, they're now seeing it all laid out in front of them, right? And also I would like to mention, someone had asked me, like, how do I know the seasons? How do I discern the seasons? And truth be told, I don't have a very good answer for that because I'm still working on it myself. I've only been on this journey for like 2 years. But what I have learned so far is that, for example, a lot of this stuff God showed me like 2 years ago, a year ago. And when he was first speaking those things to me and then confirming them through voices, I thought it was that time because people were confirming what God was telling me at the time. But that was just God confirming his word, okay? Which he will do multiple times before it comes to pass. But from what I have seen and experienced is you'll know because you'll see those things start to happen with your eyes after God has confirmed it to you multiple times. There are some things God will speak and then it will happen like that. But a lot of these words in reference to these spouses, they don't come to pass right away. And that is because it's a process. God tells you things ahead of time and then you go through the process, right? But you will know when things start to happen. And another thing, going into like them seeing you now, you'll know because something I've experienced as of lately, the veil is removed off of you. And how I know that is because you go from getting zero attention from the opposite sex, right? God has you covered, the veil covering you for some time. And that's why you don't have men approach you. You don't have men see you. You just don't deal with that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden you start getting approached and you start getting this attention from men. Not only, and that is because the veil is removed off of you. So not only does your spouse see you, but other people start seeing you as well because the veil is removed. You will know when it's time. You'll know in your spirit, but you'll also start seeing things with your eyes. So it says I thank God every day for how he made her. They are now appreciating you. They are now seeing your worth and they are now appreciating you for who you are and how God created you to be. Before they couldn't because they simply could not see you. How can you appreciate something if you don't see the true value in it, right? You can't. But now they can. And now they are appreciating you. It says, my life was black and white, but she's the painter. You have, again, like, brought that color into their life. She reminds me that it ain't too late to start again. You give them that reassurance and that encouragement by loving them, right? Through all of the things that y'all have been through. Your love has always been there, right? And it has shown them that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay, you know, and it's never too late. Like, you give them that hope that it's never too late to start over and to start again, like that there is hope for them, right? Fine is good, but you need some blue every now and then. Like, you know, those days where it's not so good, it's okay to have those days, because it, you know, it teaches you things, it grows you. It's good to have the, you know, not so good days as well. So they're learning to appreciate a lot of things that they just overlooked before and didn't appreciate. They're now seeing the positive in things. They're starting to see things in a different perspective. They're starting to see things the way that you see things. And the way that you see things, truthfully, is the way that God sees things. It all goes back to God. Now that God's at the top of this pyramid, right, it's like he's working through both of you, equally yoked. Then it goes back to the chorus. I don't remember life before she came into the picture, brought the beauty I was missing with her. So yeah, they're seeing you now. And this is not for everyone, because everyone's in different seasons, right? This may be for you at a later date. So as always, take it back to God. This may confirm something for you for a later date. So take it back to God. But I do pray that it gets to who it needs to go to at the right time. If y'all feel led to sow or be a blessing, my information will be in the description box. I pray that God bless you in return for the seeds that are sown. And again, I pray y'all have a blessed rest of your weekend, and I will see y'all in my next video. Okay, bye.